Welcome to this Culinary Explainer, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. We're going to dive right into the heart of Eastern India to decode the science, the rich culture, and the incredibly complex flavors of a regional masterpiece, Odia Machha Besara. If you've ever struggled with cooking fish, or if you just want to understand how traditional village techniques create these mind-blowing flavor profiles that modern kitchens can honestly only dream of, well, you are definitely in the right place. Here is how we're breaking things down today. First, Machha Besara, an introduction. 2, the secret mustard paste. 3, rohu fish and pali. 4, the balance of sweet and sour. And 5, the simplicity of Odia food. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Machha Besara, an introduction. Let's start by understanding the deep cultural essence that makes this fish curry a true standout in the vast landscape of regional Indian cooking. The true beauty of Odia culture and its food lies in its complete lack of showiness. There's no unnecessary flair, no masking the ingredients with heavy, generic spices. It's food that is honest, confident, and just deeply connected to its roots. We are totally bypassing heavy, complicated restaurant techniques today. Instead, this is all about pure, honest, village-style cooking. It's a celebration of localized ingredients working together to create a brilliant, hyper-regional flavor profile. It's really about respecting where the food comes from. Moving right along to Section 2, the secret mustard paste. So, we have to talk about the foundational element of the whole dish. The word Besara literally translates to a unique mustard base, which is absolutely the soul of the curry. Now, traditionally, in the villages of Odisha, women would grind sharp black mustard on a stone. But let's be real, black mustard can be intensely bitter and kind of intimidating if you aren't used to it. So there's this genius chef's hack. Swap out the traditional black mustard for yellow mustard. It significantly reduces that harsh bitterness and makes it the perfect entry point for first-time cooks who want the authentic experience without completely overwhelming their palate. Now, the absolutely crucial step here is soaking that yellow mustard overnight in plenty of water. You literally cannot skip this. Doing it drastically cuts down its sharpness and mellows the whole thing out. Alongside that, cumin and garlic are absolute non-negotiables for this paste. When you blend these all together, the garlic and cumin provide this robust, earthy backbone that is just going to require a little time to roast properly in the pan later. All right, Section 3, rohu fish and pedi. With our flavor paste all prepped, let's talk about the star protein, the rohu fish, and specifically, a cut known as the peti. What's super fascinating here is the sheer reverence for the peti. You know how at a high-end sushi joint, the fatty tuna belly or toro is incredibly sought after and super expensive? While in Eastern India, the peti is treated with that exact same level of respect. People will literally fight over who gets this piece at the dinner table. Because of its high fat content, it practically melts in your mouth and elevates the entire curry. But before that beautiful fish meets the gravy, we've got to set the stage with tempering. We're using the famous Eastern Indian 5-spice blend known as Panch Phoron. You take these 5 whole spices, fennel, cumin, fenugreek, mustard, and angela, and you toss them into screaming hot mustard oil. You have to wait for them to pop. That crackle is your signal that the essential oils have been released and the flavor foundation of your pan is perfectly locked in. This cooking method is like building a masterpiece, layer by layer. First, you fry the fish in that spiced mustard oil, which leaves all those incredible juices and fat right in the pan. Then comes the real game changer. You use the exact same oil and pan to cook the curry base. Chef Bar actually makes a great joke about this. He says the fish already gave its life for the oil, so don't make it die twice by swapping pans. Reusing the oil guarantees that the deep essence of the fish flavors the entire gravy, long before the meat is ever reintroduced. Section 4. Balance of sweet and sour. Okay, let's decode the culinary chemistry here, because mustard is inherently sharp and pungent. If you leave it unchecked, it will totally dominate the dish. It needs a counterpunch. Enter ambalo. While you can definitely use fresh raw mango when it's in season, traditional village recipes rely heavily on ambalo. Think of it like a sun-dried mango that functions a lot like dry mango powder, but with a much deeper rustic flavor. It delivers this necessary acidic punch that cuts right through the heavy fat of the fish and the mustard oil. Think of these components as a perfectly engineered flavor puzzle. You start with the mustard paste, which is pungent and bitter. To fix that bitterness, we intentionally bring in sliced onions and sweat them down in the oil to release their natural sweetness. Boom, the sweet onion neutralizes the bitter mustard. Then the sour ambolona steps in to cut through the rich fat and balance out that sweet onion. Bitter, sweet, and sour working together in total harmony. It's honestly brilliant. And finally, Section 5, the simplicity of Odia food. When it comes down to it, restraint is your best friend here. What you intentionally leave out of the pan is just as crucial as what you put in. I know, it's incredibly tempting to just grab a handful of garam masala, heavy spices, or toss in some tomatoes while you're sautéing. Don't do it. Doing that completely destroys the hyper-regional purity of the curry. Authentic Machha Besara relies solely on turmeric, red chili powder, the mustard paste, and the mango. That is the whole shebang. Keep it simple. I absolutely love this quote from Chef Brar. Handle it gently, just like a small puppy. It's hilarious, but it's such vital advice. Once your fried fish is finally added back into that beautiful, simmering, golden liquid, you must handle it with extreme care. If you start stirring aggressively, that delicate fish is going to break apart and turn into mush. Treat it gently. Now, quick troubleshooting tip. If you're new to these flavors and decided to dial back the mustard paste just to be safe, your gravy might look a little watery. No big deal at all. Just mix a little rice flour or cornstarch with water to create a quick slurry and gently stir it right into the curry. It's a super easy workaround that ensures your gravy still gets that luxurious, thick texture that beautifully coats the back of a spoon. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought. True culinary brilliance rarely comes from tossing 30 complicated ingredients into a pot. It almost always lies in simplicity, balance, and solid technique. So, what do you say? Are you ready to step out of your comfort zone, ditch the heavy spice jars, and experience this pure, unpretentious regional magic for yourself? Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy cooking!